Hey, how's it going everyone? Welcome back to another video with your host, Rising Oblivion. I was talking about Atlus not feeding us, not giving us anything here lately, and it looks like you ask and you shall receive. We have some brand new details about a Persona 5 mobile game that is going to be releasing in China, and I think we are to assume release everywhere else in the world. So there was an official account released on the Chinese social media website, Weibo, I think I'm saying that right, I'm not too sure, but it's called Persona 5 The Phantom X. This game looks actually pretty damn good, and it looks almost just like Persona 5 itself, so this looks like it's a full-blown, really, well-made, created game. It is officially licensed by Sega with involvement from Atlus, but it was made by a Chinese studio for being a mobile game. It is set to release in China for Android, Windows PC, iOS in the future, which is cool. So pretty much all the major gaming, phones could probably run this thing, but it is the first in the Persona 5 series to have its own game, and it's called Persona 5 The Phantom X, like I said, or shortly just called P5X. So it seems to be the name that they're going for here. It is by Blackwing Game Studio, and honestly, I'm going to have pictures obviously going all throughout in this video, but this thing looks pretty damn nice. We have a brand new protagonist, a brand new line of characters, even somebody to be helping out Igor in this game. But let's just go over all these details. We'll talk about the protagonist and all the characters and stuff, while I also put some stuff on the screen so you can get a little bit of a sneak peek of what all of the things that we have currently to see about this game. I'll show that on screen, of course. So this says that the goal of P5X was to represent Persona 5 in a stylized audio and visual setting, but on a mobile game and mobile aesthetic. I don't know if it's going to have pay to win or anything like that. I'm not 100% sure how that's going to go. It says it's going to be an RPG. I assume it's turn-based. I'm not too sure, but it still is going to have that day and night sort of cycle where you could do things during the day, but also go see different palaces and stuff like that at night. So we're going to be still having that parallel when it comes to the normal student life and fighting and stuff like that. So it looks like they're trying to keep this game pretty close to what it seems like like a typical Persona game would be like, or more specifically, I guess, Persona 5 for this. But it says that the first availability to be able to play the project will be on March 29th. It's going to be an ongoing test application though, so it's not going to be the full release. It says players who successfully complete a sneak test recruitment questionnaire will be able to have their first chance to play the game. Seems like it's going to be maybe like a beta test or something like that, so we can expect the beta test March 29th, but from screenshots and everything else that we have so far from this game, it looks like they are decently far across, and more than likely this game is going to be releasing this year, potentially within the next 3 or 4 months is probably when this is going to be coming out. I'm still not 100% sure, but that seems to be kind of where we are with that. But let's move on over to the story. So we have some tidbits here in regards to what the story is about. Since the game is going to focus on the theme of desire, telling the story of a teenager or teenagers who awaken to the ability of the persona. We've seen that before. A mysterious, long-nosed man in a strange room underwater. An owl speaks to human language. So this game is an owl, I guess, instead of like Morgana or Teddy. It's going to be an owl. He has a name and everything. I'll talk about that later. But we have Owl instead of our whatever mascot that we're going to be having. Speaks English, is from another world, different reality, and seemingly related to things that are connected nearby when it comes to this story. So let's talk about our protagonist here. So our protagonist is codename is called Wonder. I don't know what that's all about. His name is Wonder. I'm sure we have more context and be able to play the game. That'll probably make a little more sense. But this is the game's main character, a boyish second year of high school at the Kaiba Academy. So it's going to be a different school, it looks like. Following an unexpected events, his persona awakens. His parents have been traveling abroad while he is studying, currently living alone in a home in Zoshigaya, Tokyo. He goes to school during the day, travels to the other world, basically the metaverse and all that stuff, whenever he's out of school. What reason does he have such a story life? What's his purpose? Whatever his reason. Yeah, so we kind of only have that. I also will show his persona on screen. Genoski is what's going to be called. I don't know if that's in a past one or not, but that's basically kind of what we have here when it comes to that. Luffy, which is our owl friend here, who's got a hood, I don't know why, but this seems like it sticks out a lot. His codename is Cattle. I don't know. This dude really looks strange. I don't know what to expect from this, but if we see like that subway, that looks very similar to P5. I think there's that exact shot. I think it's like a safe room in base P5, or I think in Royal 2 as well, but we kind of have that there. And I'll show up his persona and stuff like that as well. And we have this female character who we also know a little bit about too. Don't know if we're going to have more in the future or not. It seems like we really only have these 3 characters here, but Irai Suwa, I'm probably butchering these names. It's late at night. I just got this information. Her codename is Closer. So, yeah. She's also a second year that attends Kaiba Academy, the protagonist classmate who's good at sports, straightforward, cheerful personality. She's also considerate of others, widely popular with the male and female students, I guess. She acts intuitively more and logically, so we kind of maybe more of a Makoto mixed with An kind of deal. That's kind of what I'm getting when it comes to the vibe of this character. She's academically performance is average though. Following a certain event, she awakens to her persona and initiates her persona Awalda, which I'll show on screen as well. And like I said, we have a new Velvet Room assistant, Mirope, which honestly, I ain't gonna lie, she's pretty smoking. I don't know, dude. Mirope actually looks pretty good. It looks like a weird mix of, it almost looks like Margaret, kind of. I don't know, it gives me more Margaret Elizabeth kind of vibes. I like an older, I guess, just kind of woman there in the Velvet Room, but she looks interesting, pretty cool. I'm glad we have that there. That's still gonna be pretty cool to have. There's actual development here when it comes from Atlus. Says the character designer Tsujima personally designed the new protagonist along with his persona, and the senior character designers at Atlus's art team also did some things here. So it seems like we do have, you know, this is going to be a mobile game. I think we should have our expectations set for that. So we should just realize that this is going to be a mobile game. It's not going to be the next Persona game, but there is a little bit more than it just being a typical mobile game. This does have a decent amount of people from Persona 5, so we're getting some extra cool stuff here, and it looks like they're actually trying to care about this. They're giving more attention to detail, I guess you could say, and putting more towards this. So it's not just a copy-paste some crap and visuals from, it's a catalog of like stuff and assets they have and put it onto a mobile game. This is actually, having its own story, a new set of characters, written dialogue, different themes, different palaces and things like that, it looks like. So this is going to be a slight continuation of that, and I'm all ready for that. And it also looks like this is, why it's called Persona 5, right, is it does have a connection to the base characters as well. I think there's a screenshot of that. I'll show that on screen. I'm not 100% sure how our, royal characters, I guess, I'll call it royal characters, and I call these, I guess, X characters, I don't know. But the royal characters and the X characters from the mobile game are going to be interacting to some degree. It looks like they are going to acknowledge each other, but I'm not 100% sure how that's going to work story-wise, but apparently that's still going to be a thing. Alright, let's move over lastly to gameplay. So we have some details here of gameplay, then I'll let y'all go. Looks like there is going to be the double life gameplay. Like I was talking about, the player assumes the role of a student in the endgame during the day. And in game during the day, the player goes to his classes, works hard in his spare time. He can play baseball, fish, invite friends to watch a movie together, fully experiencing the joy of the bustling city life. Whether you're at school or out of it, the protagonist will meet various people and different personalities, so we kind of know that, becoming friends with them and establishing a cooperative relationships. Not only can you unlock abilities, so same confidant system to unlock abilities, but you'll be able to understand people's untold stories and kind of branch off of that. It looks like the metaverse life at night, the world changes from different themes where players summon personas to engage in high energy battles against enemies. The world is represented by the human collective consciousness with a goal to correct distorted desires. So we're still getting that typical day connection, confidant stuff in the day, and also having the metaverse stuff where we're changing people's consciousness and whatnot through the different having the different palaces and also having the metaverse and whatnot to connect that to their, like it says, collective consciousness and stuff like that. So We're still seeing the same themes here. It looks like we're just kind of adding on to most of what P5 already kind of has to offer, which isn't bad. I know a lot of people are kind of tired of P5. They want something new. I would like something new as well, but I think this is cool. It's also free to play, which is good. It was made by a Chinese studio, so this isn't really taking a whole lot of time out of Atlus's day, so this is still just a cool thing to just have, whether it's on the side or whatever. Still an interesting thing for us to play. I'm gonna try it here. It says it's going to be on Windows PC, so I'm going to be trying it on PC. Like I said, it looks like China is getting their hands on this first. They're going to have a bit of a beta and something like that, March 29th. So I'll keep you guys up to date with that when anything comes out. So subscribe to the channel to be able to know when that's happening. Click the bell to be notified whenever new stuff comes up. I'm also covering the Shin Megami Tensei 30th anniversary. We're having some stuff here in America. Potentially might be seeing some stuff there, but I'll try to keep you guys completely up to date. This was an unexpected surprise, but I still think a pretty good one. But that's gonna be it for this, guys. Like, comment, subscribe for more content. As always, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you all so much.